All right, and we are back. And now is the time for our exciting lineup of starters to pitch. So, are you guys ready? That's not enough. Are you guys ready? That's more like it. Let's do this.
So we will start and kick this off with our first startup. It's a play-to-earn startup. So if you're a gamer, these guys will help you make it rain. Please welcome to the stage, Arcade.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Earn, connect, discover. I think that summarizes what Arcade is in just 3 words. I want you all to take a quick look at this image and sort of tell me how many of you guys, show of hands if said, how many of you guys have been to an arcade as a kid? Same here. So, nearly the majority of everyone. Our whole aim at Arcade is to recreate that feeling in a modern day world where a lot of kids and a lot of gamers out here are playing digitally. And you start to see how elements of Arcade, not only the brand's name, fits into our product. So just to start off, last week we've just signed a letter of intent with a large gaming venue in London to add in our platform onto 40 plus PCs that are constantly used by different gamers throughout London. We have over 6,800 community members waiting to use our platform that's currently in its alpha, and we have event hosting locations based in London, that are our ground for running events. So the main problem that we're trying to solve here at Arcade for a lot of gamers is achieving rewards through playing games and playing your favorite games. I think a lot of games right now are purely incentivized within the games and its ecosystem, but how can we improve the gaming experience as a whole for gamers? And we do this by providing different in-game challenges that are motivated and incentivized through rewards, rewards of which help boost their gaming experience as a whole. We help gamers find their like-minded gamers, other gamers through matchmaking. Our Discord server has been built to help gamers match with people with the same playstyles and same interests. And we also help gamers to discover new games, which is something I personally struggle with a lot. Finding the new trending game out there is very difficult. There's games coming out, every year. I think on Steam alone, 10,000 indie games are being released every year. So a game hunt is a feature that we'll be releasing in our alpha that allows users to upvote the new game of the day, of the week, and truly find what the best game is. We also help a lot of game studios, and the plan for helping them is to help them balance their time spent on developing and marketing. We have built the platform to host various advertisement solutions, whether that be customized challenges within the store. They have customized items. We helped game studios to be discovered without the help of publishers. A lot of indie games, are struggling to partner up with studios, partner up with publishers, and by helping them list on Game Hunt, the aim is to help them be discovered in a lot more natural way. We also help game studios to identify their target audiences. A lot of the data that we track through Arcade is, what type of games gamers are playing your games and how long they are playing for, the demographics that are playing it, and we provide that user analytics to these game studios to really help them identify their target audiences a lot more quickly. Take a look at our product demo. I hope it gives a little bit of an overview about what we've built so far, currently in its alpha. Yes, so our go-to-market strategy for Arcade is strategical partnerships. I think one of our unique selling points is working with Discord. It allows us to partner up with many servers that contain members of 100,000 plus. And by partnering up with these Discord servers that we already are in communications with, it allows our arcade bot that's been customized to notify users of that server with incentives to sign up and reminders of activity that's happening within the platform. We also plan to launch a stream team that we're currently looking for, 3 to 5 streams of which will be promoting the platform and its new features and updates as we continue to build the platform. Again, building arcade as a gamer, our lack right now has been identifying a business model and trying to find the best value that we can provide to both game studios and gamers, and trying to find that middle ground. I think this is the best solution that we've come up with. We have a free for service, one-time fee for game developers, especially indie developers, to list on Game Hunt. This will be something that will be released shortly after our alpha in our beta and later stages. We also have enterprise solutions where we work directly with indie developers, studios alike, to help them with customized challenges on the platform, all of which is non-intrusive and allows for a much better user experience for our gamers, which is where our priority is at. If you take a look at our current competitors, we have platforms like Buff, Blitz, Mushroom, GameHag, Misplay, all platforms that my team and I have all used in the past. These are what we found are, a lot of the struggles, whether it be finding actual valuable rewards and having it be as accessible within different platforms with a clean and easy UI UX, and having constant recommendations of new games that are coming out. Again, going back to the point that there are sort of 10,000 a year coming out. We also have one of our key features within Arcade and the server is matching up with another gamer who is very much similar to you in the terms of how they play, their demographics, and we boost sort of that social element too. Now, if you take a look at the founders, again, it relates back to what Adam was saying earlier. I also didn't go to university. I'm 20 years old right now, building this platform with my brother Ilyas through the shared passion of gaming. The reason why we built this is we've always wanted to sort of represent ourselves within games. It wasn't as accessible as we imagined it to be. I don't know if you guys have played sort of online games where there's constant updates and new items in the store where it's really hard to keep up with. We come from a family in East London who doesn't have everything, and being able to earn rewards to identify or represent ourselves within games and having in-game items is really key to us. And you can see here he's managed over 20,000 members in different communities. But I think the best community that my brother has managed is our family of 13. So big shout out to him. Thank you.
Team Arcade.
Our advisors, Terry Redfield and Dave Taylor. Oh, sorry.
1 minute left.
Oh, yeah, brilliant, thank you. Our advisors, Terry Redfield and Dave Taylor, are very key people, especially dear to my heart, who have helped us to really form what Arcade is. Veterans in the space who are continuously giving us advice on how we can build a platform that's just not suited to our clients, our future clients, but really providing value as much as we can to our users. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Again, we built Arcade as gamers. There's a lot of learning, and it goes back again to what Noor says too about persistence. We just got out of our comfort zone, and building Arcade is going to be a long but enjoyable process because it's built by passion. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on to the Q&A session, 3 questions.
Yeah.
Are you looking to raise?
We are looking to raise. It's not the sort of normal roadmap. We actually want to launch first with our alpha and really test that to see how we can provide as much value to both game studios and gamers alike. Once we sort of launch, which is end of the month, with our closed alpha, we take that data and hopefully we restructure our ask and go to investors.
And have you raised before?
Yeah, so someone that's missing from our slides is my uncle. Someone that's done well for himself and has invested in us in our early stages. Again, big thank you to you. You know who you are.
And finally, what is the ask?
No ask right now. All we ask is that you sign up on our website. I'm just joking that there is an ask, but I'll be more than happy to share that with everyone individually who reaches out. Our information I can provide.
All right. Do we have any questions for Arcade?
So the first question will come up from Mr. Jamil.
Okay, why don't we go the team on the stage, arcade team?
Yeah, jump on.
When you guys came a long way, so.
Good. Just want to say, Kilo, jump up on stage.
Okay, so. I'm actually a very big fan of what you guys are doing. It's no secret. So I'm not gonna ask any questions, but I just wanted to say that this is one of my favorite stories, and the guys are impressive, and I really think you go big.
Thank you so much.
Audience, please. Anyone would like to ask any question? That's too far.
Faster, Ahmed, faster.
I think I'll just echo that. The idea of coming from East London and doing what you're doing, this is amazing. I've worked in East London. I know very much the challenges that you guys have come through. My interesting thing is split into two. You can't come to a stage like this and not have an ask. You've got to have an ask, right? That's the one thing. And the second thing, that was feedback, right? Second thing is, if you were to have an ask, what will that be?
Yeah, we've actually been researching this, and again, it goes back to our competitor sheet. What we're building here provides value far exceeding and far beyond our expectations. To actually build this platform, we have a soft ask of around $1 million. But that's to take this technology to the next level, and I'm sure you guys are wondering what are we going to be doing with $1 million. Actually building this platform, the API connections are completely free. That's how we actually track the challenges. We use Discord's rich presence system for our alpha. Our beta, we hope to use a third-party solution that gives a lot more complex data that we can create more customized challenges with, and the end goal was to create a technology and work with the actual game studios to create our own API connections. And I think, being able to do that will give us the biggest high ground, but really just as excited for the journey. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Do we have
One more for Adam.
one more question? Adam, this is too far again.
Some might say lazy. I wouldn't. So I understand that's your ask. Hopefully this isn't seen as a too challenging question. What do you need?
We need number-wise,
Yeah.
or
What are the top three things you need? One of them being the actual financial commitment you need.
I think we need belief in us. I think we're bound to make mistakes on the journey. I think we need investors that are investing in people, not just a business. Again, the point is to make a return on investment, but we're here to actually create a platform that gives as much value to who we are, and us being our own customers is pretty much the best thing you can ask for. I think the second thing is a team of developers. We built this with no CTO. So having someone in-house as a developer would be, great to launch, new updates with. And the third thing being, our actual development process takes a team of as little as 4 people. We need a architect engineer, a front end, a full stack, a front end, and a DevOps. Those 4, for current values is around 400,000 a year. So having those 4 developers, I think that's the basic need. Everything else is pretty much bootstrapped.
So there's more resource than cash.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, lads. Well done.
Thank you so much, Adam.
One more question back to Mr. Jamil.
The resources that you require, 400K, and you're raising $1 million, so that's 600 balance, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you what's the user fund. I'm just going to tell you, before you leave, we can sort it out. We can give you the resources.
Thank you so much. Brilliant. Thanks so much. Thank you so much.
And there goes our first investment of the day.
Thank you so much. Big shout out to 2469 and the opportunity they've given us and the rest of the partners. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Team Arcade. I say this with love. Get off the stage.
We'll do it. Hey, Habib.
Wow, that was a great opening. Well, hopefully our next is even better. Our next startup is a social marketplace, but for sports, wellness, and adventure, connecting people who have the same interests together. So it's kind of like LinkedIn, but for sports. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome DUDI app.
Hi everyone, my name is Hassan Wahbi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of DUDI. Of course, the first question would be, what is DUDI? Actually, it's more important to discuss why DUDI. Have you noticed how easy it is to shop online, order food or book a cab? However, when we want to do sports, when we need to be active, we struggle a bit. We don't know which platform to use, actually. It's highly fragmented. There's something for fitness, another thing for cycling, something for pitch booking. And fact is, our communities need to be more active. 10% of the global population have diabetes. 39% are obese or overweight. So the question is, how to bring people to do more sports and foster a healthy lifestyle. We launched DUDI, a social marketplace for sports, wellness, and adventure. As you've heard, we like to say it's the LinkedIn for sports. This is where you build your sports profile, connect with people of the same interest, organize or join activities. What's more important is the data that we're up to on the platform, capturing all type of activities, is something that we don't see in our lives. In any city we go to, if you ask, what are the top sports? You just go back to the last survey done for 1,000 or 2,000 people. Here, we're up to capturing data at a massive level. The product, in a nutshell, gives you a little bit of the experience of Instagram, yet it has a marketplace integrated, and of course, a social sports map that shows you and brings ease of access for all type of activities that you are looking for. Yes, we believe we're bridging between two worlds, the sport tech on one end and the social media on the other end. Strava, for example, is valued at $1.5 billion. Facebook, as we all know it, is valued at over $250 billion. We believe DUDI will get to a point where we'll be over any kind of sport tech we've seen before. This is how we plan to unlock value potential, and this is how we believe we're going to compete with other competitors in the industry, by aiming to target all sports and unlocking high interaction social features in our platform. The market size is quite big. It's valued at $2.4 trillion globally. Starting in the UAE, we're up to an opportunity valued at $250 million. And to unlock these enormous opportunities, the business model has 3 revenue streams: commission from the bookings made, advertisement, and a SaaS premium, which will only be added at an advanced stage of our platform. Question is this working? We launched in June. We're nearing 5,000 users as we speak. Started generating revenue. Just 2 weeks ago, we were voted 3rd at Dubai Active Show and the best for community engagement. Just before that, we were also semi-finalists at GITEX. We're targeting corporate clients, and we were able to attract Fortune 500 companies. And this is just the beginning. However, to grow, we're like, what they say about scuba divers. We need more oxygen to be able to reach a bigger audience in the UAE only. We're aiming to reach 50,000 users within 6 to 9 months' time. And of course, we're aiming to target $2 million in revenue in year 2. Of course, I cannot do this on my own. Supported by my CTO, Hassan, my team of advisors and hardworking team, in addition to the mentors of the 2 accelerators, from the 2 accelerator programs that we're part of, we're proud to say the future of sports, wellness, and adventure is here. And grow, we're going to do it together. You know why? Let me show you. I hope this works. Perfect. Well, and that's the message. Better together. Thank you, everyone. Open for your interesting questions.
Thank you, Hassan. Very interesting. DUDI app. Whose idea was the name DUDI?
It's mine. Actually, DUDI comes like Habibi. It's more like my dudette or my dude.
Okay.
We wanted to focus more on the social dimension of sport, not more on the play or the jump aspect of, the movement side of things.
Interesting. So before we go for the Q&A, very quick questions. Have you raised before?
Yeah, we raised around 350 as part of the pre-seed round from angel investors and myself. And we're raising 500K as part of the seed round to support the scaling efforts in the UAE.
Perfect. And you're raising, so the ask is 500K.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So the floor is open for a Q&A. Who would like to ask? Anyone?
Adam again?
Who? Adam.
It's in the back.
It's Adam again.
So I'm quite interested. What's your customer acquisition cost?
All right. In general, it's less than $5 at the time being. In November, we noticed it dropped below $2. We started, of course, when we started in June, we saw it decreasing from 10 to 7 to around 4.5. And now it's just getting better because now we're kind of, we stopped testing. Now we're getting what type of communication the audience is looking for. We're also, as a marketplace, although we have all type of sport, but now we're more focused. Predominantly, we're focusing on 3 sports: cycling, football, and paddle. And this is what everyone is looking for. So by more focusing on those kind of communities, we're able to attract more users at a very low cost.
Okay. And have you heard of Duplays?
Yes.
What makes you different, or what gives you the competitive advantage to quite an established?
Yeah.
Has it been 12, 15 years, something along those lines?
DuPlays is more of an operator of sports activities. We are the marketplace that can enable DuPlays, and as we speak, I like what you mentioned, there are many DuPlays around Dubai nowadays. There are DAFL, there are EFA for football, there's Common Play. So there are a couple of sports operators. The revenue that we were able to generate whereby we generated them by curating some events or tournaments with vendors on board, but we don't want to focus on the operation side ourselves. We want to enable them, focus on the mass, targeting people and bring them to those activities. However, the staff of DuPlays, for example, as per your example, they would do the on-ground work, but we're focusing more on the tech side of things, the engagement side of things, the outreach, the communication, and sales as well. So this is how we complement each other.
Appreciate your answers. Thanks.
Thanks.
We have time for one more.
Hey.
Hi.
First of all, I really like your product. It's amazing. I'm actually curious about the marketing strategy. How do you plan to reach out the athletes?
The athletes as in the sports enthusiasts or the professional athletes?
No, as in anyone who wants to.
Anyone, okay. So I will point out two things that we've been working on. One thing, when we are working with a vendor, vendors nowadays, they have many platforms. What we're helping them, first of all, is saving time. Instead of them using different platforms, they use one platform for all of their activities. So this is something that they really like. Starting August, they started coming our way. We're not doing any sales. They find us on Instagram. They're like, we want to onboard. Today we have over 70 vendors. We're kind of slowing down because the team is quite limited right now. So this is on the vendor side. However, related to your question, we have a very unique scheduling of social activities. So those vendors find it quite easy to schedule their events. So we help those vendors attract people related to the sports that they do. So whether it's hiking, whether it's scuba diving, they do the scheduling, and then we start attracting people. However, as I mentioned before, we're predominantly focusing on 3 activities right now: cycling, football, and paddle tennis. Just yesterday, for example, we're partnering with a cycling group called Cycle Safe. And yesterday, Dubai Sports Council featured our reel on Instagram on their page because it's quite unique how we do the scheduling. So this is the approach that we're following. We help with our technology, save time with the vendors, and then we start targeting them with unique communication messages so that they know that Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, you can cycle with us. So in the newsletters, on the Instagram, on the messages that they receive, it reminds those cyclists that you can join on those dates. And this is how, with consistency in approach, they start kind of bringing more people together. And we started to see this happening because coming to the cost of acquisition, it's already dropping. So there's a word of mouth which we started to unlock.
Thank you, Hassan. We are running out of time. Thank you for your questions. You can follow up with Hassan afterwards in our next networking session. Thank you. Thank you, Hassan. I say. All right, guys, it's time for our next startup. Our next startup is an American fintech revolutionizers focused on creating financially self-sufficient communities. Please welcome to the stage of the demo day, Younity Love.
Thank you very much for having me. I came here from Southern California. And many people ask me, why do I pitch here? We just raised $2 million on a very nice valuation about less than 2 months ago from CBITech. And we are already involved in 6 different joint ventures with companies that support us on marketing issues, but also on the technology. So why did I come here? I came here because our concept is a global concept, and our dream is to duplicate it also outside of the US. At the same time, we see again and again that startups or innovative ideas outside of the US are not capable of providing their investors with the valuations and the upside that the US markets are providing. And we are a very unique opportunity for investors here to invest in relatively reasonable valuation and be part of a unicorn almost for sure. Unless we make major mistakes, and we are a team where the average age is over 40, and for a reason. The reason is that we are learning. We're learning now from FTX, from Block 5, but we learned from WeWork. And when you do something like Unity, you have to show and demonstrate financial responsibility by yourself. So we are not into expansion or hyper expansion. We are into building one model, one pilot by opening the doors by the end of the 3rd quarter of 2023. For that, we are now raising $5 million in equity and also another $5 million in convertible debt. We think, and I would give you this also as a recommendation. Before you get too excited about your idea, make sure that you have the right problem. Choosing the problem that you're going to solve, whether it's gaming or sports or anything else, is the key to your success. Not only that, you have to have some light at the end of the tunnel. So many people come to us and ask us, you know, if the middle class is in such terrible shape, how come they have the money to buy financial advisory, even if it's given to them in a completely different structure? So, of course, we have the answer. We are facing the biggest transfer of capital in the history of humanity, where the baby boomers are going to, or actually the millennials and Generation Z are going to inherit over $30 trillion. The other thing is, and I like the questions that I heard here about customer acquisition cost, which, because of what's happening in the fintech industry, we are all aware of it. So we have a completely different philosophy. We don't believe in overdevelopment. We think that there's enough technology, and when you're writing code, you better write code to integrate existing technologies that you can license or either buy for a fraction of the cost that we will take you to develop them by yourself. The second thing is we believe that the middle class is walking in the street. The middle class is not in bomb shelters. So all you need to do is, instead of fighting ghost competitors and real competitors online, you should simply pick them from the street. Go old-fashioned ways. And this is why we have a brick and mortar actually part in our business. It's the first ever financial habitat. It's also called Drivo. The first one is going to be open in Pasadena in the 3rd quarter of 2023. For the first time, sell side and buy side AKA independent financial advisors and clients, members of the community, are going to be under one roof, guided by Rivo, by our AI master.
1 minute left.
I'm not going to talk about, my team. I invite you to go to our website and you'll see an amazing team. I'm not going to talk about, spreadsheets and projections. They are all there, and we've been working on them 4 years. We know the game. We are all entrepreneurs who ran companies before. Instead, we're going to talk about love. We don't believe in expansion. We believe in affection, because the problem of the middle class, which is the biggest problem that the Western world is facing other than the climate crisis, comes because and developed because we became numbers, we became files. People forgot that behind it there's a human being. And that's the key, that's going to be the key to our success.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. So again, the 3 questions. Have you raised before?
I self-financed the company for the first 2 years. The first year was only research, and then we started the design. So the initial phase was self-financed by an amount a little bit above $2 million. As I said 2 months ago, CBITech invested with us $2 million more. And we need, of course, more money in order to open the first Rivo. So we are looking for $5 million in equity and or $5 million in convertible bonds. They don't have to come from one investor. We are very experienced in structuring venture deals, so we can work it out with an investor of $500,000 or $1 million, easy.
All right. So $5 million in equity.
Yes.
All right. So let's open the floor to a Q&A session.
Thank God you're very close to me. Thank you.
So thank you so much for taking the flight from South California to come over here. Appreciate, and we're extremely proud of you being a portfolio company of ours. So one of the questions is, I think, I'm not sure if everybody got it, you have a unique model of not only providing an AI-based platform, but also a brick and mortar model along with it. Could you just explain what kind of drove you to adopt that kind of a model? Because everybody is going digital, but you want to still kind of combine the best of, say, the pre-digital world and the post-digital world?
Great question. What drove us to actually creating the brick and mortar part of our designing it, part of our solution, is research, is statistics. The millennials and the Gen Zs, I'm talking about 84%, 86% in polls and in interviews that we've made, are saying that they can handle technology through their smartphone, they can handle information, but one thing they don't want to do, they want a human factor involved when they are making a critical financial decision. And by the way, critical financial decision is taking a mortgage. Critical financial decision is taking a loan. Critical financial decision is opening a credit card. So we're talking about very, very basic financial transactions. So we understood that unless we go back to a place where at the end, the system will provide, the human factor as a support to the overall decision-making process, it's not going to work. Number one. Number two, we saw a trend that about 17 to 18,000 independent financial advisors are leaving companies in California alone leaving the behemoth or the mid-size financial services companies and trying to open their own businesses. The reason is that the HR pyramid in these companies is becoming narrower and narrower, and they simply want to develop their career in an independent way. So putting the two together calls for bringing the sell side and the buy side under one roof. Very simple. And the only way to do it is inside the place. Of course, so there are many issues that are now attached to it. The design, the architecture, there are many things that we have developed as a derivative to what I just said.
Thank you very much. We'll pick any other questions in a one-on-one session later. You can pick the question later with the founder directly. So we have to move on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
When you go to almost any fast food joint, you see a screen behind the counter with the menu and all the promotions on there. Well, our next startup, using innovation, is taking that to a whole new level. Please welcome with me, BantGo.
Thank you. You look here something like this billboard, and I leave it here for your attention. But my story not about this small brother of this billboard. My story about other thing. And before I begin my pitch, I ask you think about one question. What are the main values for business right now? For sure, I include my answer in the end of the pitch. My name is Sergey, I'm co-founder of BantGo, a cloud-based media-as-a-service platform and digital out-of-home media network for food delivery services. We solve problem of increasing customer acquisition costs, which gonna be more expensive in near future. Definitely. With strict on privacy policies, restrictions on cookie files, usual marketing tools lose their effectiveness for searching us as a customers. And business looking for more cost-effective ways to attract customers. To address this problem, we create a media, cloud-based media as a service platform that comes out of the box for our main client segment, food delivery services. Our clients can easily and conveniently broadcast their awareness campaigns, social messages, marketing campaigns directly on the streets. Using their account, they can program this content by location and time. Right now, we can run about 33,000 screens on the streets of Dubai. For all MENA region, it's up to 500,000 screens right now. Food delivery market fit for venture capital story, and it's fast growing market. We are confident that soon we can move to border delivery markets in this region. Our value proposition to delivery operators, it's earn money faster. We provide them a new source of income and ability to attract customers directly from the streets 40 times cheaper. We provide for small customers freemium model where we share royalties from selling of advertising, and for huge players we attract licensing model where they pay us for access to ready-made media platform on monthly or annual basis, depends on the number of screens. Our main competitors are usual marketing channels. They're in the crisis and looking for partnerships to increase conversion rates. BantGo's solution became as a partner, no competitor for them. and in the creation of hybrid marketing channels for access to customers and took place in their marketing value chain. Also, look at the other digital dashboards like this. We can compete on size, but we compete on scale. Moreover, unlike our competitors, we work in the very fast-growing food delivery niche. As a technology company, we got a lot of data, and we will increase our value and revenue using this data, working with big data for geo-targeting, out-of-home marketing, and include artificial intelligence. We will provide ability managing and creating content for them. We complete our pre-seed round for operating as a UAE company. We are a UAE technology company. And right now we're actively recruiting pool of investors for our next stage. There we will capture Dubai market and complete automation our product for this region. There are a lot of operators who hold 80% of this market, and working with one of them allows us reach millions in revenue, and connecting with half we can reach tens of millions in revenue. Before launching here, we established local company and got license as a media company for operating in Dubai. Also, we attract our first clients in Dubai and build out a fast-growing list of customers who need this service. I'm proud that I'm a part of this. Okay.
1 minute left.
I'm proud that I'm a part of this team that accomplish together professionals in IT, hardware, software, digital marketing, advertising technologies, and development of product. Also, we have support of local team who work in this region a lot of time, and they support us with sales, fundraising, and business development. And now, answer for question that I asked before. BantGo solution provide business with attention and reputation. And it's the main values for our opinion for business. Thank you for your attention, guys.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. How you're feeling?
Fine. Thank you.
So, the same questions have you raised before?
Yes, we complete our pre-seed round as $100,000 from business angels. It's provide us ability to create working prototype of our system, test how it works in different circumstances, make first sales, and understand that our home market will be here in MENA region, especially in UAE and neighboring countries. Also waiting for us India, Latin America, and Asia.
Fantastic. So what's the ask? What are you looking for exactly?
Yeah. As a newcomers on this region, we're looking for experts in new media, digital new media, also possible partnership, because we're creating an infrastructure solution and we'll be involved in this ecosystem a lot of players and also investors who need to take part in this game.
So how much you're raising right now? What's the target?
Right now we open round for $1.5 million. Buy checks from $100,000.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'm opening the floor for questions. Anyone have questions?
Hold on.
Run, Jude.
It's harder to...
Faster.
Harder in heels, by the way.
You should not wear heels.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I have a question. What kind of KPIs do you provide to your customers in terms of advertisers? And also, out of curiosity, how do you perform compared to other traditional channels as Facebook, AdWords, and so on?
It's a very, very, very good question. Last 10 years, the leader of marketing market was online market, and it developed very high. The online marketing helped provide to their customers a lot of data, a lot of reports about effectiveness. But with the problem that I said previously, the restrictions, privacy policies, restrictions, cookie files, out-of-home solution in media, in out-of-home advertising start rising very quickly and became closer to abilities of online marketing. We can provide our clients as a media solution a numbers of impressions in each period of time. Also, we can using promo codes and QR codes count number of clicks, and in close time we can add to our solution something like Wi-Fi sniffers and cameras which can recognize views on direction of these digital dashboards.
All right. Thank you very
And
much. You
counting,
can
for sure.
pick the conversation with anyone else who have questions after the session. Thank you so much. Let's give it one more time.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys are ready for the next startup? Our next startup is in blockchain. It's a ride-sharing application, and their aim is to give the power pack to the people. Please welcome Drife.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Sorry for this. How many of you have heard this thing that imagine Uber on blockchain? That's something that we kept hearing for so long, ever since people started knowing about blockchain as a concept. Now, you don't have to imagine it anymore because we have made it reality already. Back in India, we have launched an application called Drife. Drife is your first decentralized ride-sharing platform that gives back power back to the driver and rider community where it belongs. Now let me talk about where did it all start. It's my personal story. There was this one night back in India, in Bangalore, I boarded a Uber ride. And as soon as I got into the cab, the driver asked me, "Can you cancel the cab? I'll take you to the airport, pay me 100 bucks less." And unlike everyone, I also asked the very basic question, why? And that's when the driver told me for a ride worth 1,500 rupees in INR, he was only getting 50% of the fare. And that was very shocking for me. Why ride-sharing companies are charging so much commission? Now, if you look back at all the ride-sharing companies that exist across the globe, they are multi-billion-dollar companies. But if you look back at the driver community, they are still struggling to make their livelihood. And that in itself says a lot about itself, that something is broken and needs attention. And that's where my journey to build something that can solve problems for both driver and rider started. Now you need to understand that mobility industry as a whole is centralized and controlled by people who actually sits at the top management level. Now, when I started looking deeper into the problem statement of why there is huge commission, I realized the problem is not about commission. It is about the existence of a centralized entity that initially started with manipulating the ecosystem for their profit motive to a time now where they exploit both the driver and rider, who are their value creator, for their profit motive. Now, the Drive concept is very simple, and it is nothing new that we are giving. We are just giving back value and power to the community where it basically belongs to. The first step of doing that is a zero commission based model, which makes sure driver get to earn 100% of the fare that you as a rider pay. The next and the most important thing is where we let you as a user and driver decide how much you're willing to pay for the ride. And the third and the most important thing that we achieve using blockchain as a technology is transparency and freedom to choose that has been taken away from both the value creator in this space. Now, key difference lies in the way the ride-sharing application of Drife works. Now, if you see, we give you as a rider option to choose your driver. Now, your preference can be anything during a day. How many times we try to book a cab and they show the nearest cab is 3 minutes away, end up getting a cab that comes from 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. It's because your personal preference is never taken into consideration. Similarly, on the driver side, a driver working with ride-sharing platform never knows details about the ride. Where is he going? How much is getting paid? All of this information has been taken away from them. And that's what we are giving back. We are giving back both drivers and rider their freedom to choose for themselves. Now, tech is based on blockchain as an infrastructure. We are not among other blockchain-based or crypto-based applications that talk about NFTs or metaverses. We are real-world use case of blockchain as a technology. Now, Drife, on the other hand, is very different from any other ride-sharing company. Unlike any other platform, we will not be running our own operation. We are also the first company to decentralize operations in the ride-sharing space. That means anybody can run Drive operations. Now, till date, we have requests from more than 70 cities across the globe to run Drive operation. And an individual taxi union corporate or a ride-sharing platform, even a government body can become owners to run Drive operations. Now, business model is very simple because we don't charge commission. We work on a subscription-based model. When you come on board as a franchisee, you get the operation rights and we share revenue among ourselves. Now, Drive zero take rates on the fare makes us very different in our approach of how we get users and both drivers and riders. In last few months of being fully operational, we have seen our cost of acquisition has reduced by 26% for drivers and 32% for riders. Now, how we are doing that also is through our very beautiful lifetime peer-to-peer earning model. Now, how it works is basically, because we don't charge commission, we make sure that the fare goes back to the community. 98% of the fare that you pay goes directly to the driver who has given the ride, and 2% gets divided between driver and rider referral. This opens up a lifetime peer-to-peer earning model for both driver and rider. We have seen in our platform with a small pilot that we got drivers who started referring riders to the platform. We have drivers who have referred more than 500 riders to the platform. Now, this is a video, I will share the link later, but this is about how we are changing lives. It is not just about, giving someone more money, but how the life that has been impacted of specifically driver community, how we can change their life by giving them what they deserve. Now, this is a driver, Papana, who works with us, and he came to us one day and told us, like, now I can work less hours, go back home and spend time with my daughter. And that's what we're trying to achieve with Drive, that we will be able to impact life, not their financial life, but their life back home, that they can spend time with their families. Now, this is our roadmap. In 2021, we raised $3 million in funds, and then we started our operation. And at this point, we have fully operational in Bangalore in India. We have 20,000 plus drivers in our platform, 200,000 users who have downloaded the application, with more than 50,000 active users in the month. And the idea is to start expanding to different parts of India in 2022 first half. In the second half, we plan to expand to different cities for which we have requests.
1 minute left.
Sure. Now, very important aspect of Drive that I want to talk about is we are not just limited to ride-hailing. We are the gateway to Web3 adoption. Now, blockchain and Web3 will become famous and people will know about it when every individual have their technology as a part of their day-to-day life. And that's what we are doing at Drive. We become a gateway to adoption for Web3, where people who actually need this will be able to have access to it. We're a team of 3 co-founders and different people coming from different backgrounds trying to achieve this. For a long time, people told us this is a very crazy and very ambitious idea and this can never see a light. But I'm finally glad to tell you all that we are functional, operational, and from here on, we are just going ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those. We are quickly just touch base on some of the numbers. So Drive is actually operational. How many drivers do you have?
We have 20,000 plus drivers in the platform.
How many trips did you guys made?
We have made more than like 50,000 trips, I guess.
50,000
I don't have
trips.
the correct number now. Like I don't have the number for November, but yeah.
Amazing, wonderful. Any questions? The mic.
Hi. So you said like pricing determined by they decide driver and the passenger decide what the price will be, right? Is there any other regulations? Because let's say I want to get a ride somewhere and I don't know how much it will cost, and the pricing, maybe I will overpay, maybe how it
Yeah,
solved.
so platform decide the basic fare that is based on the compliance requirement in any city. Say RTA here decide the basic fare, so we decide the basic fare. What we allow you to do is add your own surge, you know. Till date, platform decide how much more you should be paying to get a cab early to your house. Now you can decide how much you're willing to pay for a ride on top of what is a basic fare, and then driver can also quote their own fare, how much is willing to accept for a ride. Say it's raining outside and I tell you you have to pay 20 dirhams for a ride and you're willing to pay 40 because you want a cab at your doorstep. Now you're incentivizing a driver to come and pick you up instead of, you know, continuously searching for a ride and, you know, still seeing different search prices 2x 3x and still not getting a cab. Here you incentivize a driver directly to get you a cab.
So they continue bargaining between each other,
No,
right?
you get multiple drivers to choose from, so you can decide. Your preference can be anything.
Okay, clear enough, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you so much for those. Let's give it one more time for Drive. Moving on to our next startup, it's interesting. By show of hands, how many of you is buying livestock or ever tried to buy a goat or a cow? So this platform actually is digitizing the process of buying a livestock. So you can buy a cow, put it on your cart, and pay later. Please welcome Rai.
Hello. Okay. Have you ever thought about a piece of meat or a beef? Trust me, it's not simple as you get it from the supermarket, because there is a very complex and very long supply chain behind it. And this complex supply chain creates like
Sorry to interrupt you. You just make the mouse closer to your chin.
Hello.
Just closer to around your chin.
Yeah. So this very long and complex supply chain creates very random livestock markets here in all the MENA region and especially in Egypt. Okay. So when we analyze it a little bit more, if we think about it, the biggest two problems for any livestock breeder and small farmers are first brokers and cash. One of the clients told us that because of brokers, he got a 3-wheeled motorcycle and he started going all around the place doing promotion for his livestock. And surprisingly, he sold all of them in 3 days only. After the lockdown, do you know now, right now, there is 3.2 million people are buying and selling livestock in Egypt digitally on Facebook groups, YouTube channels, and even TikTok. So we know, and we found this is the right time to create RAI, which is one-stop platform that digitalize and organize livestock markets to make it easier for livestock breeders and small farmers and give them an easy access for financial facilities. We take from 2 to 5% commission per each transaction, which is around like 16 US dollars. But if we think about the market size from a human-centric point of view, we will find, for me as a livestock breeder, I need to buy the cow, feed it, vaccinate it, and treat it, sell it again, ship it. So it's very scalable market, and it's have been estimated to be 1.2 billion US dollar in Egypt last year. We launched like 3 months ago, and we built 9,000 Facebook community with 3.5K app downloads, and this 19% of people, they left their phone numbers, and 22% they call the sellers. And we are growing monthly by 100%. Why RAI? The big differentiator between RAI and the other competitors, we are merging the fintech with this livestock market. We came from a business background, family business background, and we are managing around 1,000 acres in Egypt. This is the team, and we are seeking for 850K US dollars, and this is the most important, to be honest. For me, the biggest why behind RAI is increasing the self-actualization for livestock breeders and small farmers. And you know, a lot of people send us messages. They are praying for us that we are doing a great product. And thank you. Questions, please.
Thank you, Rai.
Most welcome.
All right, so just remind us,
Yes.
RAI is active and running.
When?
Is it active and running?
In what?
You have customers?
Yes, we have 3.5K customers just downloaded the app like in just 3 months. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so let's just touch base on whether you've raised before.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
we
are you looking to raise?
For sure, and we are seeking for 850K US dollars as for equity for sure.
All right, sounds great.
Yes.
Now we can move on to questions.
Yeah, please. Much easier than pitching.
Any questions for RAI?
Yes, I have a question. How many active users you guys have? How many active transactions per month?
Okay, now the business model is to connect the buyer with the seller. Like OLX business model, they just call each other and meet and negotiate and close the deal. Within in next 2 months, we are embedding Tabi simple value in Egypt, and we will take commission per each transaction for each buy now, pay later transaction.
Okay, so right now you're not taking any commission, right?
No.
Okay. Any question, guys? All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, RAI.
Most welcome.
All right, our next startup is into music education, connecting music teachers with students in the smoothest way possible, and hopefully making the next mega music star in the region. Let's make some noise for Voice Class.
Hi guys. 1, 2, 3. I know you're a little bit tired, so We'll try to be as quick as possible. So my name is Alex, and I'm going to tell you today about music education. It's our innovation in this field. And by the way, who is in this room somehow related to music, like vocal, guitar, piano? Okay, I will continue anyway. So, did you know that during pandemic, 80% of teachers conducted online lessons, and now this figure dropped into 20%. So why is that? So it actually revealed us problems as inefficiently how current solution existing on the market, like Zoom or Skype. And if you, let's say, try to learn English or mathematics, it's pretty easy through Skype because it does not require any skills or any conversational challenges to this. You just listen to the teacher, no problem. But when it comes to music field, you have to have a good quality sound, you have to have a good picture. So the main problems for teachers is technical limitation, I will come into this, low efficiency and reputational risk. So for reputational risk is that many teachers gave up trying to do it online because of inefficiency. They don't want to do poor performance. And for students, it's low performance and also demand on the additional equipment. So all it comes to same problem, technical problems with audio delays, poor sound quality, additional device will be required, out of synchronization, and learning materials of the teachers, they have to give it to download, they lose their learning materials, it's authoring rights. So how do the rest of 20% teach anyway? So they use, as I said, Skype and Zoom, and it has lots of poor quality and issues with communication. Let's say if you teach piano, if you teach piano, you need to see the student posture, you need how he sits, you need to see everything. So it's also a challenge from the visual perspective. So we have created a solution. It's, by the way, available for Windows, macOS, Android, whatever. So as you can see, there is a player, there is teachers here, and and also multi-support camera. And what we have found is that after a while, same student that working with our tool is more performant, and he is better educated because he does not spend a lot of time with setting up all this equipment. So the uniqueness of our call is voice synchronization. We calibrate device so it does not get delayed into two streams. Multi-camera support, as I said, it's a unique opportunity for the application. None of the application right now has this opportunity, multi-camera. So what we give to the people is that they right now can teach online, and this is additional opportunity to earn more money for teachers, for schools, for private schools, and also increase the efficiency of their lessons up to 2 times. So our clients right now, it's private schools, it's private teachers, and music schools. By the way, we have a case from gentleman from Oman who related to education, and he said, like in major cities, it's not a problem to find a teacher, but in rural areas, it's very hard, and it's kids cannot get good education, good music education, because a lack of teachers and technology how to teach. So right now we have 200 paying customers, 5,000K in revenue. We have 20 demo per day. We have a community of 3,000 people as well. So pipeline of 5K.
1 minute left.
Okay.
No pressure.
So for sales potential, what we have found, if teacher working online and has more than 5 students with probability of more than 90%, he will buy this solution because he aware of this situation, of the problem. This is a marketplace, some just figures. And what we have currently as a business model is subscription-based or white label. So our competitors right now is general communication tools, but as I said, they are not so specialized. Our roadmap is scaling current achievements. We want to get a pre-seed round and for UAE expansion. So our solution appropriate for our other areas as well, but we are not focused right now on them. So our team. So an investment proposition is we want to get to 200K for 10% of shares for 6 months. So as I said, we will spend it on development and expansion on UAE market. So thank you very much.
Thank you, voice class. Again, before our Q&A, let's talk a little bit about what you're looking for.
So as I said, we're looking for investment. And besides money, we would like also to meet any kind of ambassador who is into music and we would love to hear his feedback on our solution.
All right, so have you raised before?
We haven't. We invest our own money. So we invested almost 200K from our own pocket. We have a side business that financing this startup.
Great. And now it's time for questions. Any questions from the audience?
I think we lost the presentation because you were constantly paying attention to your partner who was just like trying to. I think as a feedback, I would, if it's possible, avoid that because I felt that your flow was always about watching him do it. It's okay if you run out of slides, but I think when you're there presenting, you control the show. Maybe a little bit more practice will get you within the timing. But I think, I love this venture to be successful because I think music, with a lot of studies that have been going on, is extremely important on the STEM side of what school systems want to achieve. So I would have liked to see a few slides about why the learning of music is critical for the school systems, kids, parents, and so forth. So I felt that potential. I don't know whether it was there and you just went through it, but I think as a venture, it's extremely interesting for a lot of edtech investors because today you need a combination of arts and in any form to go along with STEM. So I think there were a lot of good points. Again, I do not know whether you just were rushing through it, but I definitely would love to know a little bit more about how do you want to expand. But great presentation, and I want to thank you guys for doing something in the world of arts and music. I think it's very important for the overall education system. So my question is, what is the next 6 months to 1 year roadmap? Where do you want to be? What is the target audience, customer base that you're going to build? And you said that you already are 50,000 in revenue. I do not know whether it was 50,000.
$5,000.
$5,000.
Correct.
$5,000 US dollars?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So can you just chart out the next 12 months roadmap that you have for the business?
Yes, thank you for the feedback. So as I said, the time-wise and money-wise, we want to expand in UAE and MENA region probably. And this money will be spent on the development, on expanding our development team, and also working more with private and public schools, because right now we are mostly approaching the private teachers, but we want to be engaged with private schools and public schools. And currently we are talking about with UAE Education, Ministry of Education UAE, So we are trying to get our solution and somehow make it appropriate for the curriculum of the education in general.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Any more questions? All right, thank you so much, voice class. Our next startup is an artificial intelligence innovation, helping companies make better decisions through the use of AI, and for all we know, helping robots take over. Let's make some noise for OpTeam.ai.
All right. So, how many have seen this movie? Moneyball. Show of hands. Perfect. You liked it. It's a good movie. So it's based on a true story. In 2002, a guy named Billy Beane was the manager of a baseball team called the Oakland A's. Now, Billy wanted to win a championship, but his budget was only about 30% of other competing teams, like the Yankees and the Red Sox. So he had to change the game. Billy thought, I'm going to use predictive data analysis on cheaper players to help me compete for the title. So my name is Ahmed, and I'm the co-founder of OpTeam, the first to use AI decision optimization for asset management. And we do this because asset management, like baseball, needs a revolution. I'm holding too many things. Ilyas, you want to hold on to this? Nice catch. All right. So the big issue here is a lot of company spending is being done on maintenance. However, up to half of every dollar spent on maintenance, preventative maintenance, is actually wasted, which puts companies in a tough spot because, like Billy, they have tight resource limitations. So the question that they ask is, how can I achieve more while spending less? And that's exactly where OpTeam comes in. We use AI decision optimization to cut out the fat from asset management. It's pretty simple. We take the data from existing systems, we put it through AI's decision optimization tool. Once we go through trillions of simulations, we find the most optimum plan and we hand it to the user to execute. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say Khalid, who is an asset manager, his boss comes up to him one day, he says, here's $10,000, make the best of this money. So Khalid does what any company does, a cost-benefit analysis. It tells him from these options, the highest number means the higher number of benefit per dollar spent. So he goes down the list, picks the higher number, repairs 2 out of 3 assets. Not bad. But now imagine Khalid has an AI assistant. Now the AI goes through all the different possible options first. And then by actually choosing a less beneficial option, it leaves enough in the budget for a 3rd repair. That's 5% benefit increase with a very simple example of the same 10,000. Imagine the reality, 50,000 assets. And that's what Billy Beane did, right? So by using predictive data modeling, his team won 20 games in a row, made history against the world's biggest teams at a fraction of the cost. Think about it, that's like Canada beating Brazil 20 times in a row while spending only 30%. And asset management showed no different. The optimization shows improvements in repairs and upgrades, decrease in maintenance, decrease in procurement, and an improved sustainability. And it's a simple model, right? Annual subscription to the cloud system and one-time implementation fee. We need to be simple to tackle the market, which is quite substantial, $7.5 billion TAM in MENA. Our goal is to reach 1 million in 1 year. And that's really the ask here. It's not necessarily to raise funding, but for us to connect with people in the network that we can go and do this pilot for others. We've done the pilot with many companies. We've outperformed the modern way of doing it every time. Our scaling strategy is to partner with existing software companies that already hold the data and offer OpTeam as a value add. And we feel we're the right team to do it. So I'm this good-looking guy right over here. I've had 10 years experience in enterprise software. This is actually a father-son gig. That's my father, who's also sitting in the front. You can see where my good looks came from. He spent 20 years researching. He's a professor teaching PhD students on AI for asset management. And basically what we're doing is packaging all of his life's work and giving it into the market to be consumable. We welcome you to join us on this journey. Let's change the game together. Thank you. Let's give it a shot.
Thank you, Ahmed. Good catch. So your father is the CIO.
Yes.
And you are the CEO. But who's really in charge?
It's obviously him. He is the brains. I'm just the looks.
Thank you so much. Very exciting startup that you're running. We hope you all the success. Anyone have any questions? I'll ask a question. The mic.
Thank you. That's very insightful. Quick question. What is the scale of these enterprises or companies you're looking at? Because to implement AI, you will need a huge bunch of data, right? And most companies would not have, many companies do not even maintain preventive maintenance schedules, data in electronic format. So how are you thinking about that?
It's a great question because the nature of AI is it's only as good as the data that you put into it, right? That's why our scaling strategy is to work with those existing companies who have the data clean, ready, and they're doing maintenance work using that data. They're just not doing it optimized. So we're just going to, yeah, you can hear me, right? So the idea is just to take the data from these companies, run the optimization, send it back. To answer your question?
Kind of, I'll connect with you later.
Let's connect after, yeah.
Any other question? So I have a question. So how long you've been in the market?
We've done several MVPs, but we just launched the solution about a month and a half ago.
Okay, so the solution is live a month and a half ago. We hope this happens and leads to something. Thank you so much for your time, Ahmed. Thank you so much. Best of luck. We have 3 startups left, so we will try to go through them as fast as possible. Our next startup is connecting people to lawyers. Let's give it up to HAQQ.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I need a lawyer. Who should I talk to? You or one of your colleagues?
Well, here, right?
HAQQ.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for inviting me. There's a reason I'm here, and that reason has a name. In fact, it has 3 names. Noor, Marie, and Abdullah. They're the reason I'm here, and they're the reason this all started. Over a year ago, I got a really cool phone call. I got it from Marie. Marie is from Europe. She wanted to move to the United Arab Emirates, and she wanted to start a business. She had no idea how to do that. No idea who to talk to. But I also got a phone call from Noor. It was heartbreaking. Noor was suffering from domestic abuse. She was getting beaten up. Her family did have a lawyer, but she couldn't trust that lawyer. She needed her own independent counsel. Abdullah, we all know Abdullah. Abdullah got fired from his job, evil capitalists, and his family needs him. His family needs the money. He got fired wrongfully, and there's no one to look out for him. They all have the same problem. Noor, Marie, and Abdullah are not just Noor, Marie, and Abdullah. They're 300 people. They're 500 people. They're you, and they're me, and they're all of us. We all face trouble. We all face problems, and we all need a lawyer to help us. This made us realize access to lawyers, not so common. We need someone to enable justice, to connect people to their rights. And we decided we were going to be that person. We decided we were going to champion justice for you. So we created HAQQ, digitizing justice through a holistic, free-to-access ecosystem for all your legal needs. Any legal need you might have. You want a startup lawyer in Riyadh? Do you want to buy real estate in Dubai? Did you get fired? Do you need a contract right now? Any sort of legal problem, you come to HAQQ, you access your solution for free. And at the heart of this We're really envisioning a sort of creator economy where the lawyers and the people who need them, you and me, can communicate with each other very efficiently, very fast, and it's powered by AI. You can find any lawyer in the world and hire them through HAQQ at the click of a button. You can look up legal articles and find out the best way to incorporate your company in the IFC. If you need an NDA in Hong Kong or Paris or London, you go to HAQQ and you buy one drafted by a Harvard-educated lawyer for $20. We're also giving lawyers the virtual office, the CRM, the case management system to power their operations, and it's all integrated together. We want to make it easy, we want to make it seamless, we want to make it simple. We launched 6 months ago. Since then, we've won an accelerator, we've partnered with multiple people, LexisNexis, through our affiliate Lebanon Law Review, Nucleus Ventures, AUB. We've done an international legal conference, and we've gotten over 80 vetted firms on HAQQ in 30 countries and have processed and solved 100 legal cases worth $8 million in the past 6 months. That didn't happen by accident. That happened because we know exactly what people need and we know how to deliver. We understand lawyers and we understand you because we also need lawyers. We're all entrepreneurs here. We all need someone to draft documents we're going to sign. Our team has experience working together. We're multidisciplinary. We have a CTO experience in Web3, in AI machine learning. We have a lawyer experience in financial markets. And Paul and I have been working together for years. We also have a mission-driven, world-class board. On a mission to champion justice, to enable it, we have people like Hassan, who's here in the audience. We have Ramsey, we have Mauro, private equity, venture capital, finance, you name it. We have people who support us, who believe in our mission. Everything we've done in a very lean fashion. Everything we've done with only $60,000 of operating budget, and we still have most of it. We've already raised before, we're using scalable technologies, and because of the way we operate our business, it's actually quite simple to expand into newer markets. It's simple, but $60,000 won't do it. We need fuel to attack this market because it's a large market. There are 1 million lawyers in the MENA region, and the market is worth $108 billion. We're looking to blue ocean justice through business models where we take 9% in the middle, offering you contracts and even a SaaS product, making us go into the billions in terms of revenue. And the market positioning is, we're the only company that is frictionless to enter, and it's an ecosystem. Once you're with us, you'll never go back because we provide you value up front and we provide it really fast. We're raising $1 million to penetrate the GCC market and to develop these deep tech legal solutions, $1 million to Blue Ocean Justice, to really expand and attack the market and bring justice to every single one of you and to your friends, to your family. I'm calling on you to help us in our mission. Let's champion justice together. Let's make sure no one goes to sleep in the next 5 years without having the right legal counsel, without having their rights protected. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, just remind us exactly what you're looking for again.
We're raising $1 million at a valuation of $6 million. And we're going to use that money to make sure everyone in the MENA region has proper access to lawyers, proper access to justice. We're going to help finance these legal cases. We're going to help digitize the entire relationship. And we're going to make sure it's accessible for all.
Perfect. Thank you. And now for questions. Back there, please.
It's too far. It's going to take time.
You talked about 100 cases solved, right, roughly. What type of cases? Is it mostly civil, corporate, criminal? What cases are we talking about?
Well, that's the thing. We've had a myriad of cases. It's diverse. We've had a lot of corporate cases. We've had actually multiple institutions come to us looking to expand into the region, needing lawyers. We've also had people fired from their jobs, so labor cases. We've had some criminal cases. We've had all sorts of cases. Mostly it's been corporate because that's where we've been leaning into these days, targeting entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs set up, like you, Arcade, you're moving from London, would love to help you guys. Everyone here would love to help you guys out. So.
And the legal community is one of the most difficult community to get them together on a platform and collaborate. So how you guys manage to get all of these law firms, or are they mostly soloists who are like practicing on a private scale? Do you also have companies? Is it like, do you see this evolving as a B2B platform at some point of time? So just curious.
You're right. Lawyers are a pain to deal with. And I'm saying this as someone who grew up around lawyers and who most of my life, most of my profession, I've been working with them. The thing is, it is a tough community because they have very specific requirements. Thankfully, because we're from the legal industry and we have really good connections all over the legal world, we know exactly what sort of value to provide to them where they can say, yes, I love this. We're catering to their basic psychological needs, personally and professionally. And that's why we've been able to get this sort of traction with the lawyers where we can get as many law firms who are actually boutique law firms with 20 to 30 lawyers per law firm. So if you really count the numbers, we have over 1,000 lawyers on HAQQ already. More to go in the future, inshallah. And these are vetted, so we actually have law firms we've said no to because they don't meet the requirements. In the future, B2B is an option because it's actually something we are looking forward to doing, where we can provide specialized legal tech for the law firm besides our standard product, and that's obviously a B2B solution.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Just a question on the fundraising. You mentioned that you want to raise $1 million. Question one, are you spending a bit of it on tech? Yes or no? If yes, what are the feature additions and what is it that you're looking to do in terms of tech enhancements?
Yes, most of our budget is going towards tech. In terms of tech enhancements, we're really focused on building the best product out there that lawyers can use. Lawyers aren't the most technologically enabled demographic, but that will change as younger lawyers come into the fold. In terms of legal tech, we're a deep legal tech company focused on AI and helping AI put people first. We believe at the end of the day, for your legal needs, you need a lawyer, you need a person, but AI can still play a role. And the way it's going to play a role is we're going to take AI and develop it as a tool to help lawyers solve their cases faster, to make better decisions, and to cut down operational costs. Integrating it into the system, into the creator economy, into this sort of place where everything is integrated, that makes a lot of sense for law firms. And that's why we do need this sort of investment to put into the tech, to make sure it's the best product possible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we have a smart productivity platform that aims to reduce process management efforts and increase hybrid teams' efficiency. Let's make some noise for Pronnel.
Good evening, guys. So we are Pronnel. So what happened was after COVID, everybody started working from home, right? So even when people started going out, now everybody is comfortable working from home. So we see in future, most of the companies are going to work in a hybrid environment. Either they'll be working, partly remotely, partly in office, or maybe everybody is working in a dispersed geographical location. So we thought there is a scope of innovation towards where the people who are working from home or office, we can make them tools to make their productivity better. So this is me and my partner. We guys are IIT Kanpur alumnus, and we work with the software industry from last 10 years. We have served a lot of clients, more than 35 software companies, and we understood what their problem was during COVID. So there is an existing gap. Most of these players, which you can see, Monday, Asana, Airtable, they are mostly domain agnostic. They do not cater process standardization. On the other hand, if you see Pipedrive, Salesforce, Freshdesk, they are mostly towards process standardization, but they are not domain agnostic. So we feel there is a scope where we can have a process standardization into a domain agnostic platform. So that's what we guys come into play. And that too, when there is hybrid teams, right, there is a lot of scope of innovation towards AI recommendations, which no one is doing right now. Jira does that, but in a very small manner. So this is what our methodology is. We guys are catering 7 solutions. Process standardization means you can create your process very strict. Your team, which is not working from office, you can define a process for them and they have to follow that, which gives you more quality. Contextual communication, if you indulge your audio video calls as well as your chat into the platform, it makes a lot of difference. Then domain agnostic, your sales team, your market team, your tech team, everybody can come on the same platform. And then notes and documentation repository, as when you start making notes, right, what happens is they are into a different platform. You are catering your own productivity into a different platform. So if you have your entire drive, your documentation into one platform, that makes a lot of difference towards the productivity. AI-based hyper-automation, we are not talking about only automation, we are talking about AI. So let's take an example. When you are speaking about a lot of tickets happening, you have a lot of tasks, how do you remove the noise? What is more important, right? So giving a specific person what is important using AI is what we guys are doing. Know your productivity. So the team needs to understand whether they're actually going to a good productivity path, if they're working remotely or in office or not, what is working for them, what is not working for them, because every use case is different. And then foresee risk. You know whether whatever exactly you guys are trying to achieve, whether we are able to do that on time or not. Our use cases involve agile development, sales, operation management, complaints management, task management, and onboarding for HRs. We guys have currently beta customers. These guys have given us a lot of good inputs, and they are in US, in UAE, as well as in India. This is the market potential. After COVID, this productivity space is booming like crazy. By 2026, we guys are expecting with 15 CAGR, it will be at least a $95 billion market. This is our go-to-market strategy. As we guys are already tech ready, we are only going for website submission management. So once everybody has a website, right? So you have a job platform where anybody can apply for a job, or a sales guy, your clients can come and request for demo, or your complaints. So we target 3 different use cases with only website submission. We are targeting US, UAE, and India for initial 6 months, and for IT MSMEs. This is our roadmap. We envision that within 3 years, we guys are going to have ARR of $10 million. We are at the first year right now. These are a couple of key financials. If we see our CAC is around $980 per customer, that is the paid customer. If it is unpaid free customer, we will be having around $220 for CAC. Our average customer is going to pay us $950 for next 3 years, and customer lifetime value is around $3,800. We guys are asking for $500,000 with a safe note of cap of $30 million for our 12 months of product market fit, so that we guys can show some numbers and raise another round. These are a couple of features which defines why we guys are different. So if you talk about process standardization, if you see Asana, Trello, ClickUp, Monday doesn't have those. Jira has that, but Jira is very tech savvy. Only developers use it, not your sales team, not your operations teams. If you talk about Notes and Drive, nobody talk about it. Nobody has Connect, where you have integrated chat, audio, and video platforms. We believe these different features list, we can have a better hybrid productivity platform. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up one more time for Pronnel. Any questions?
Yes. For the basic question which you always ask, we guys have not raised funds yet. We are completely bootstrapped with around $350,000 of our own pocket. We still are left with around $100,000, which we are going to spend for next 6 months. And for that, we guys are raising some funds so that, we guys can show more numbers to raise a better valuation.
Okay.
Hi.
Thank you.
So how do I going to compete with all these giants? And because it's a very competitive market, and you really have to be solving a bit different needs to find your niche. Otherwise, it's very hard.
You're right. The market is huge, and we have very big players. The players which I showed you, everybody is at least $1 billion company. They are not anybody like Notion, Asana, ClickUp. Everybody is more than $1 billion company. But the point is, most of these companies started pre-COVID, so they never envisioned something like this going to happen. Post-COVID, there's a trend. Nobody wants to work from office. Even if you want, even the companies wants people to come to office, right? They are not getting smart people to come to office very easily. The trend is either you'll be working from home for 2-3 days, and then you're going to office for 2-3 days. So the hybrid is going to stay for a very long time. And these companies had never envisioned that, and their platform is not ready for it.
All right.
Which we guys can.
Thank you so much. Anyone else have question? We can ask the founder directly through the networking session. Thank you so much for your time. Let's give it up one more time. Now to the last startup that we have, and it's the first all-in-one digitized ecosystem for entrepreneurs. Please welcome to the stage, Qewam.
So what Qewam is doing, we're building an all-in-one digital ecosystem for entrepreneurs, connecting the whole journey in finding a company, building it, and then scaling it up. You see, so me, myself, I'm a 9-time entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur since I was 14 years old. I've had 3 exits, and in 2019, I had a moment in my life where I stopped and said, why did I fail 7 times before I had my first exit? And why is there so many entrepreneurs globally that actually fail so many times before they reach their first success? And the reason that it came down to is the fragmentation of how the ecosystem operates in supporting the founders. You see, there are 500 million entrepreneurs globally. The failure rate of 90% has not changed in the last 10 years. And all of the ecosystems, they operate in 1,200 ecosystems and countries around the world. So how can we bring all of those informations and the new technologies that exist today in helping create more successful companies? And the only way for us to do so is by creating a completely new digital ecosystem, where it becomes a one digital ecosystem for the whole globe. And how we did that is by mapping out all of the stakeholders that the entrepreneur interacts with. Then we built dedicated products to those stakeholders and connected them back to an actual dashboard that the founder would actually work from and create their companies from. That's too technical, I know. But the reason why we had to actually go from a scientific perspective into it is because we needed to know the skill set that we needed to bring on board to build this company. And we went ahead and bought the best team that ever existed. We have some of the best talents around the world. We're a 100% remote company. We've overall created more than 6 exits. We've operated in so many different countries, and we operate today from 9 different time zones. And we all joined to build one thing, a super ecosystem. a super platform. That's exactly what Qewam is today doing. We're the only super platform that digitalizes the whole entrepreneurial journey for founders, where founders are able to raise funds, join innovation programs, buy on-demand services and pay for it through their e-wallet, and actually hire and have marketplaces for them to actually create their companies. We have bought everything that they need with one username and password that they're able to create. And here is how it works. I'll actually show you guys a demo.
It will be counted out.
So the founder comes in, this is the dashboard that they interact with. They set up their own profile. They set up their own calendar, so they're able, their teams, to book them. And actually anyone that they want to interact with, they're able to book them. They're able to set up their company profile and have this as a public profile. And this turns into an actual data room to share with investors. That's giving the investors a real-time data room to the actual status of the company. They have a library of content. We have partnered up with Coursera. So they're able to train themselves and actually learn, and then get their team to also learn as well. We have an AI software that recommends for them the best resources and the best experts. And we have the first picture-in-picture integrated platform as a service app market, where when the founder wants to create a website, they never have to open a new tab or create a new username and pay for example, GoDaddy or whatever tool. They have the ability to activate that platform and have full accessibility to that tool within Qewam. They have the ability to book any expert in the market, any service provider or freelancer, and get whatever they need in the same place. Now, how we make money is in two different ways. So we have two categories of products. We have an ecosystem enabling products that enables the actual ecosystem and the stakeholders to digitalize their operations. So we have, for example, Q Pioneers, that's a marketplace, and then we take a commission there, and then Qewam X, we have a subscription for incubators and accelerators. Our core product is QSpace, and it's the only product that's offered directly to the founders. And it's a freemium model. It's free up to 5 users, and then we just charge them $5 per month per user. Qewam X is the first product that we launched, and it's directed to incubators and accelerators to actually digitalize all of their operation process within their programs. And in average, it reduces the cost for an incubator by 40%. So imagine the yearly operational cost of an incubator decreased by 40%. That's what this product is able to do for you. It digitalizes all of the operation and interaction points with the startup within the program, whether it's a physical or a completely digital program. Companies are able to come in, and then once they finish a program, shift to QSpace. This have given us a crazy advantage because, can you switch? Because today we have acquired 7,100 users of startups at zero customer acquisition cost. We didn't have to pay a dime for those founders and those startups. Because incubators, once they finish a program, they don't want the startups anymore. We just hit them and get them to QSpace. QSpace today is in the private beta testing environment. It's going to be launched in the start of next year. And with no marketing, absolutely, we've got 12,000 digital courses on partners to offer their courses. We've got some of the best platforms like Miro, GoDaddy, and so on in the app market. Qewam X launched 15 months ago. We've hit $400,000 in ARR. Our retention rate is at 92%. QSpace launched 6 months ago, and we've hit $250,000 in GMV. Those are the clients that we've worked with. So we are fundraising a seed round. We are fundraising at 2.3. And the objective of this fundraise is to validate two things. One, that each one of those products can scale independently, and they can grow without being independent on the rest of the ecosystem. And two, that QSpace can actually do the partnerships with the partners in the app market, and then we can actually start scaling as a whole and create the digital ecosystems where the revenue models can cross-interact. Now, there are two products that we are in talks with, two companies that we will be acquiring for hiring and also for crowdfunding. We've secured 80% of it. And if you're an investor, we still have $500,000 left in the fund. Please reach out, or if you're an ecosystem enabler, please also reach out so we can start building the value chain for the founders. And thank you all. Questions?
Thank you, Wael. So let's move into the questions. Is there any questions?
No one? Really?
Okay, so the mic. In the front.
Hi, Wael. What a great presentation. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, you spoke about the infrastructure for the co-working spaces, for the accelerators. What's the value for the individual entrepreneur? Because it seems like there is a huge push now for entrepreneurs to do it their own way. You know, the COVID era accelerated kind of working online. So I'm just interested in the kind of, can you just highlight for me that value, that real clear value for the individual to come and be part of your ecosystem?
Cool. It's cheaper for you to build your company on Qewam, because even the tools and the SaaS tools that you will be buying in building, for example, AWS or Miro or GoDaddy, for example, we give you a discounted price than you go in individually and directly to them. That's one. And two, you're able to set up your company and operate it from anywhere with one username and password. That's the value that we offer to the entrepreneur. So it provides them a quicker timeline to build, and then a cheaper way for them to also have it. And having all of the resources in one place being recommended to you for your company specifically is what will help build that knowledge transfer to the founders. And we do have an AI software right now that does translation between any language to any language, so you're able to connect with advisors from all around the world to help you build up. So, did that answer the question?
That's good. Can I have a build?
Pardon?
Further question or time? So my second point is, what about opening new markets for entrepreneurs? Like some of our entrepreneurs are now very keen on entering, let's say, the MENA region, and whether it's the UAE or the KSA. Is that something in the pipeline?
That's something that we're working on right now with the Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia, digital entrepreneurship license. The only thing that we're missing right now is the SAMA license, because their requirement is you have to open up your bank account within Saudi and have your license within Saudi. So within our e-wallet, we are integrated with FinTech Galaxy, so we can build and have the ability for the startups to open their bank accounts, to have their IBAN, and actually have their customers transfer to their bank accounts. This is the last milestone for us with them, so we can start offering those digital license anywhere. Now that's in Saudi. Anywhere else, we're integrating with Clara, so they're able to establish their company anywhere and actually have all of the benefits there.
Good luck. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wael.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Best of luck.